drag her down.
I mean, this is a matchup that's doing no favors here.
It's true.
Very, very slow.
Looks like Joe is returning Emrakul. Game 1 might be ending soon, perhaps. Joe doing a little count of, I think, the different types of cards in his graveyard.
Joe is not also known for breaking any, 40-yard dash records when it comes to pace of play and all that too. So,
but he's drawless this weekend.
Yeah, good on him.
No draws.
He's playing Tron.
Yes.
You get a draw with Tron. I mean, I don't know.
Well, don't put it past him.
I don't know what to say.
Do you want him to take that challenge? The get a draw with Tron challenge? Here's Emrakul. Let's see Joshua Taylor's hand. He drew a copy of Liliana. The Last Hope. He's got 2 copies of Ultimate Price and a Plains. His hand stinks.
Yes. Not a good hand against Emrakul.
No. Joe's going to figure out the best way to take advantage of this. You see him taking a look at all the lands here. Shambling Vent among them.
Yeah, you can get the Shambling Vent off the table there if he wants to. Puts Taylor up to 9, but that doesn't really matter because the Emrakul's still lethal in 1 hit. Might as well get your Stone Rain on.
Well, one thing you could do if you're really feeling it, you can play the Liliana, activate the Shambling Vent. I believe you can plus the Liliana on the Shambling Vent, make it a 0-power creature, I think. But maybe that's a little too fancy. Joe just says, all right, your Shambling Vent's dead. Take a look at Ultimate. We're actually going to take a look at Oath of Liliana. We can do the same. I think Joe is wondering, is it optional to make a zombie, as there is Liliana the Last Hope? He's going to mill a couple cards. And it is not optional, so it looks like Joshua Taylor will get a zombie.
Although that, I believe he gets a chance to hold priority and Ultimate Price away the zombie.
Not once, but twice.
But twice, yeah. You can respond.
Yeah. There's the zombie. And you can see that Joe is setting it up. He says, Ultimate Price in response, Ultimate Price it. Both your Ultimate Prices are gone. You're left with a Plains. Sweet turn. And now, Joshua Taylor, it's your turn. This draw step better be a good one.
Ruinous Path.
I like a good slow roll.
Sorin.
Oh, he could
die. Joseph 4.
Oh, he could
I mean,
die.
that's something.
Oh, if it's Sorin, he could kill Joe with the plus. 3, 4.
Yeah.
5, 6.
Here we go.
This tournament need a little bit of a sweat.
Drum roll, please.
Josh, we're going upstairs.
Go
man.
all the way up.
We're not minusing. We're going upstairs. Rifielskis. It's just a swamp.
Oh, well, at least we got a good sweat.
I love a sweat.
Doesn't even really matter what the outcome is. It's just a good sweat.
Joshua Taylor says, I can plus Liliana. That's not going to do anything. You win. Joe Lossett's going to win game number 1 here over Joshua Taylor. You can see Joe breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there. He could have died.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of reveals there that Joshua Taylor could have hit. Language among them.
Ton of hits at 4+ here in Taylor's deck.
That's right. Esper Dragons here for the set against Black-White Control. Let's take a look at the sideboards. We'll start with Taylor, who's got 2 Cletus, Trader of Get, a Linval, the Preserver, and Anguish Unmaking, 2 Infinite Obliteration, a Read the Bones, a Descend Upon the Sinful, a Dark Petition, a Secure the Waste, 2 Deadweight, and I think the card that's going to come in for sure, 3 Duress.
Like the 3 copies of Duress, the Secure the Waste, and the Dark Petition, along with the Read the Bones.
Oh, you like Read the Bones?
I do like it in a slow matchup, yes.
Other side of things here for Joe, we talked about all those one-ofs, a Murder, a Ruinous Path, an Infinite Obliteration of his own, a Painful Truths, an Orbs of Warding, and a Virulent Plague to go along with 2 Blessed Alliance, 2 Clash of Wills, 3 Kalidas, Trader of Get, and then 2 Transgress the Mind.
Probably the 2 copies of Transgress. Maybe the copies of Clash of Will. They're a little dodgy on the draw, though. A Ruinous Path, a Painful Truths, much of the same stuff here, just slower sources of card advantage or broad strokes removal.
Well, Patrick, since it's our last round in the booth, I know this is one of your favorite ones. We'll talk about the weekly sale here with StarCityGames.com. It ends on Monday, 10:59 Eastern.
I love the sales. Every week, Monday, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Website updates with new sales, runs through the week. Rinse and repeat. Come back to the website once a week. Check out what the sale is. This time, 10% off all non-English singles. You can see some of them up on the screen. Most of you presumably can't read what the cards do because they are in different languages, but they're available on the cheap until Monday, 11 o'clock Eastern. Make sure to be checking it out right now to get your discount on all non-English singles that you're looking for. And then next week, check on back, see what the next sale is.
A Chroma's Memorial, Elspeth, Simeon Spirit Guide, Eternal Witness.
Right, we can identify via art. That's part of the job here. I think a lot of people can.
Oh, my director has called me out on which Elspeth is it. Elspeth Knight Errant. Really? Really?
Yes, you can tell because of +1, +1, -8.
And because I know all the images of all the cards, because that's my job.
What?
That's my job.
Where's the Elspeth from?
It's from Elspeth Dual Deck.
Okay.
I think it's Elspeth. It's definitely not Elspeth versus Soren. Doesn't make any sense. It's an Elspeth Dual Deck. I don't remember which one. Someone on Twitter will tell me.
Okay.
Don't challenge me.
That's it.
My knowledge of the products and artwork. Director. Ever again. Joe Lossett. Let's learn about him. Which Elspeth is it? Now, Joe Lossett, a little slow sometimes. But
Ponderous pace of play.
But he wins a lot.
Yes, he does.
That's the thing about Joe Lossett. A man from Redlands, California, 37 years old, the captain of Team Nerd Rage Gaming with, yes, 21 open top 8s with 5 open wins, 2 invitational top 8s. This could be his 3rd one this weekend. He loves himself in StarCraft 2. That's kind of common among a lot of our players. Boswell, Brad Nelson, a lot of people love StarCraft 2 and other esports.
Yeah, very, very popular, and you know those games are very conducive to a live viewership experience as well.
Absolutely.
So even if you're not totally wired into how those games work or what the various mechanics are, it still looks like a video game with things exploding on the screen. You can follow it that way, and if you're really immersed in it, obviously the high-level strategy appeals to a lot of these players as well.
He was a varsity rower at the University of Colorado, and he is a big Star Wars fanatic, which means things are pretty good for him with all these new Star Wars movies that are coming out recently. Is the captain of Team Nerd Rage Gaming. He's currently up a game as we head back to the future match area. I know these players are just finishing up, taking a look at hands and such. You see the clock, however, 13 minutes. It's going to be tough to finish the match. Josh Taylor might be playing for the draw here if he can win one really quickly.
Although it's a very painful spot for these players, as a draw very likely knocks both of them out of top 8 contention.
I have conflicting reports here about which Elspeth dual deck this is from. One person says Elspeth versus Tezzeret. Another one says Elspeth versus Kiora. I don't think Kiora has ever been in a dual deck, because why would Kiora ever be in a dual deck?
Yep. I don't know about any of that stuff.
I'm going to go with Elspeth. I'm almost positive it is Elspeth versus Tezzeret. Yes, I have confirmation from the director who challenged my Elspeth card knowledge. Let this be a lesson to both our directors and to you at home. I know all the cards. As opposed to when we said it can be you, we were not talking about you. When we're saying don't challenge my knowledge, we are talking about you. You listening to the broadcast right now. And we appreciate you watching. We do. It's important to clarify. Never again. Now, how do I have this card knowledge? I don't know. We're kind of in the weeds with this stuff, man. I don't know. I can see a corner of a card and know which card it is. It doesn't make any sense. It's just part of the job. Yeah. Someone, I think, as Joe Sting and Mulligan 6, someone asked me what Earthshaker did in the office last week. Yeah, that's easy. It's just do you know what Earthshaker is before we bring it up? No. Good answer. I do not. All right, I'm going to make sure I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. 4 red, 4/5. You play a Spirit or Arcane spell, deal 2 damage to each creature that doesn't have flying. There it is. Thoughts? I do not know my own blood type. Bang. And I have a lot of information like this at the ready. Bang. Also, Spirit triggers other spirits in Kamigawa block. You think this card's really good in this set? Not that good. Nope. Not that high of a pick as an uncommon. It is not. That's right. We're underway here in game number 2. Joshua Taylor will play a Transgress the Mind. We'll see Joe's hand here. He's got an Ob Nixilis. Also, if you played red, you're a sucker. I know that, too. I liked red sometimes. Had some good cards. Maybe I am the sucker then. I can't get away from a Glacial Ray, man. Blessed Alliance. Transgress the Mind here for Joe as well. There's also Dragonlord Salumgar. As you see Joshua Taylor writing down all the information. Lands, he's got a Sunken Ruins and a Choke Estuary. Do I know the birthdays of the family members in my life? No. Do I remember how good red was in a draft format 11 years ago? Of course I do. Can I tell you word for word for what Hanabi Blast does? Yeah, of course. RR1 instant, deal 2 to target creature or player, then discard a card, return this to your hand, then discard a card at random. Yeah. Hopefully you keep the Hanabi Blast. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And if you don't, that's fine too. Bang. Yeah. Why would I know this? Why wouldn't I know this? Why don't you know this? Yeah. Not the one with the problem. That's you. Yeah. Look at that art. It's really good art. That goblin is giving a beating. That's an Aki. That's true. It's a goblin, though. It's an Aki, but it's a creature type goblin. And Joe's going to play his Transgress. Read the Bones.
Read the Bones.
Well, it's a Gideon, a Duress, a Plains, and a Caves of Koilos. I think I might select Read the Bones. Pretty good Magic card in this grindy matchup.
It is a little bit on the risky side here, as with Taylor having a Duress in hand to clear the path to the Gideon, Joe might just die too fast. The Read the Bones is not pleasant to let Taylor keep here, but Gideon might just be the more pressing concern. It's very close.
I've now been informed that there is a Elspeth versus Kiora dual deck, to which I will still ask the question, why?
Also, we explicitly said don't challenge our card knowledge.
Yep.
We didn't mean that just to mean we're right all the time. We mean
we just don't want to be challenged.
Don't do that.
That's all. Here's a Duress. I'm going to guess that Kiora lost in Elspeth versus Kiora.
Historical competitive Magic would suggest that would be the case.
Oh, yeah. Obnixilis down. Here's Gideon. All right, now here's the big question. Can Joe actually beat this thing?
Yep. I mean, he eyes wide open, left it in hand with no answer at the ready. So we'll see what the plan is here.
Now, Josh Taylor, there's his Knight Ally. All right, but Josh, good. I would read Blessed Alliance as well before making any quick decisions. Make another Knight. I like this play as well, and I'll get in for 2. Look, this is actually the kind of card that Josh can use to win the game really fast, and he's drawn to Read the Bones.
Yes. Worst case scenario for Joe, took a risky line, and Taylor just drew a Read the Bones for his trouble anyway.
Yeah, this is bad news. 2 cards on the way here for Joshua Taylor. He'll pass the turn back. Let's go over to Joe Lossett. Prairie Stream untapped. Just pass. Uh-oh. Looks like Taylor drew another copy of Gideon. Not so good in multiples right now until the first one's taken care of. Plus it. Beat downs.
Okay. Sufficient insurance here that he's willing to make the attack here against the Blessed Alliance with 2 other attackers in play and a backup Gideon. So safe way. Start getting the clock going.
There's a Sunken Hollow. Joshua Taylor draw a card. I don't know if Joe can... I mean, he can cast Blessed Alliance, tap 2 creatures. Like, he can do it all with that card, but that's a momentary reprieve.
Right. Yeah, and I like Taylor just playing a little bit on the safer side this turn. It's possible Lossett could set up a line where the Gideon goes away. Just do this instead.
Ojtai's Command. I think this might be gain 4, draw a card. Not great. Shambling Vent. Pass.
Just a curious line from Lossett from my perspective. Would you rather have your Obnixilis in hand squared up with Gideon or Read the Bones?
I mean, I don't like either outcome, but Read the Bones.
Yeah, probably Read the Bones.
Yeah, he just died to the Gideon that he knew about, unfortunately. So Joshua Taylor going to tie things up here against Joe Lossett. And now, we're almost certainly locked in draw territory, but something strange could happen where Joshua Taylor's able to win very quickly with Gideon.
I mean, Joshua Taylor there was able to win that game in what, 4 minutes maybe?
Yeah, like nothing.
Yeah, it's possible. Very hard for Lossett's deck to cobble together that kind of fast kill because he can't convert into a faster deck. Joshua Taylor having cards like Secure the Waste and Gideon gives him some shot of doing it, but as you see the clock now dwindling under 6 minutes, sideboarding will probably take another minute or 2 at least. I think we're looking at a draw.
Most likely, but we'll see how things do shake out. That's for sure. Well, as these players do shuffle and sideboard up, let's talk about the StarCityGames.com creature collection, shall we? We got some awesome playmat sleeves and player bundles of our good friend Young Burrowmancer. We're wearing its pin on our lapel here this weekend. And then the old fruit bat as well. Go to StarCityGames.com/creature collection. And if you're here in New Jersey, you can come to our dealer booth as well and pick up these fine products.
Yeah. You can come here. By you, I mean probably not you, since you are probably not here.
Correct.
Since you are watching the broadcast. But you can go over to go.starcitygames.com/creature collection, order your items today, playmat sleeves and player bundles. Head over to booth at any of our future events as well, because we bring all this with us, always available on sale over at the dealer booth.
Now, I do want to take a look at something, as one Eric Froelich has called me out on social media here. Now, if we could take a look at the picture of Evolving Wilds here for a moment. As in our...
There's so many of them. You can't get in this beef right now.
I am getting in this beef right now.
You gotta lay off of this.
Evolving Wilds and Mirror Pool. They do look similar. I don't care what anyone says. They do look similar.
You gotta let this one go.
No. I cannot let E for a win.
Wrong one. If I'm the one that has to keep the broadcast in line, this whole thing fails. You cannot be getting into some social media beef in the middle of the match over misidentifying Evolving Wilds versus Mirror Pool.
He started it. Says who?
All right. All right, I'll be the straight lace one. We'll see how that works. That's fine.
Says who? Caves with Coilless. I smell a duress. Nailed it.
Still got it.
Nailed it. Transgress, Virulent Plague, Dragonlord Slumgar, Swamp, and a Sunken Ruins. Sunken Hollow. Just kidding. If we're gonna make it, you gotta make the choice fast. If we're trying to play for the win, we gotta make the choice fast.
Yeah. Well, the problem here is that Taylor has a Gideon in hand.
Yeah.
Both the spells he can take are answers to Gideon. So what's the path?
Yeah. I think you'd. Well, I'm surprised. I mean, unless he has a backup Gideon.
Yeah, or he can just draw a second copy of Gideon.
Yeah.
If he figures for sure that the Transgress is going to take the Gideon, then I'd rather get the Plague
Yeah,
out
if
of
you've got two Gideons, just take the Plague. You have to try to finish the game.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, that's not okay. So that's not a great look. If you had the two copies already rolled up,
you just got to finish the game. Any land, go. There it is. Shambling Vent. Joe got anything. He has a Liliana. He'll plus it, pass. The land here for Taylor is coming slowly. It's a Plains. He has an Infinite Obliteration. He's going to name Dragonlord Slumgar, I suppose. Yep, there that goes. Joe has one in his main and no more in his board.
Yep.
In spots like this, it's not so much about like technical play, in my opinion. It's just about trying to get it done.
Yep. I mean, the time definitely matters, and it looks like Lossett's deck is just not equipped to win a game like this inside the required time. So it's all about how much time are you giving yourself to win with Gideon.
Exactly. It becomes about something a little bit different in this particular scenario.
I mean, hypothetically, I guess Lossett could, a Liliana emblem could be fast enough.
Happen.
Maybe.
It could happen.
So, and I can understand the instinct of just, I just want to be playing as tight as possible at all times. I want to be thinking about things, but I agree. The clock right now is the most important thing, especially given the circumstances. Maybe a little different at 11 and 2, but at X and 3 where a draw knocks both players out, you just got to be err on the side of maybe I'm a little sloppy, but the game's at least going to get over with.
Ruinous Path kills the Gideon. Liliana takes up on the Knight ally. Shambling Vent, yep, I like that. You got to check the Liliana now.
And now that we're doing this song and dance, I think we're going to be looking at a draw here.
I just don't think he's going to have enough time to take advantage of the emblem now either. What's Joe got? Transgress. Couple of lands and a grasp. Can't take any of that stuff. Yep, play the land. Plus the Liliana. Be able to defend with your own Shambling Vent as best you can.
Although with grasp in hand, that's now not a line that Lossett has access to.
Yep. Yeah, you said it from the start. Looked like it was going to be a draw, especially with how long game one took, which I think in this match was actually going to take a long time no matter what.
Yep.
Unless players have mana issues. Just with how the decks are constructed, just not a lot that can really happen. Here comes Shambling Vent.
Yeah, and that's a spot, you know, to your critique before, where that tap can't take that long.
Yeah.
It's like you need to cast Grasp and animate your Shambling Vent. There's one way to do this.
Yeah.
And, it, you know, not that it could have mattered anyway, but, you know, with a deck like Black-White Control, you've got to get in the habit of playing fast in spots like this.
Well,
You have to learn the craft.
It's more about future rounds.
Exactly.
Not this particular one, but it's more about future rounds, because if draws start to pile up, there goes your tournament. Now we're in turns.
And who knows what happened in the first game that we came in, 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Because Taylor, a lot of things can happen from the spot. In my mind, he's ahead right now, though. He's got cards in hand, a slightly better board.
Well, I don't like Joe's spot at all. I mean, that grass makes things a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
and now Joe is kind of ahead.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter all that much in the scheme of things, since we are where we are.
Indeed. Turn 1 is Joe Lossett. Actually, now turn 2 is Josh Taylor. So Lossett will have 3 and 5. Joshua Taylor going to play a Forsaken Sanctuary. He'll just pass the turn back. Turn 3. Lossett plus. Does he have a land? Yes. In Sunken Hollow. 4 for Joshua Taylor. Transgress. Joe's on air. That was an Evolving Wilds, by the way.
Not a mirror pool?
Nope.
Well done.
Thank you very much. A fitting end. Evolving Wilds is the last land. And that's it. That'll maybe have a conversation, but we're all done here. It looks to be a draw here for both players. So you see a little bit of frustration here from Joe. I'm sure he wanted these games to actually play a little bit faster, and that's certainly not the case. So I believe they will both slide down to 10-3-1. That means not one, but 2 players not out of top 8 contention.